Good evening and welcome to our final live broadcast for the 2012 Democratic National Convention. I'm Joe Bruno.
And I'm Katie Merity. Tonight we will have exclusive interviews with many of the DNC speakers and we'll hear from our reporters in Charlotte. But first, here's a look into one of tonight's top stories.
President Obama's convention speech will not go on as planned tonight due to inclement weather. The DNC has moved the president's speech from the outdoor Bank of America Stadium into Time Warner Cable Arena. The change of venue means more than 65,000 credential holders will not be able to attend. Some Republicans are suggesting that the decision was made because Democrats were unable to fill stadium seats. But Democrats insist the change is due to weather.
The problem was a safety issue. I could not ask you, our volunteers, law enforcement, first responders, to subject themselves to the risk of severe thunderstorms. And you guys can imagine with all the magging that goes on and the security issues involved, getting 70,000 people into a place is tough. Getting them out of there is even tougher. And if we had started seeing severe thunderstorms and lightning in particular, it would have been a problem.
The votes of the Ohio delegation officially nominated Barack Obama as the Democratic Party's candidate for president. The president will formally accept the nomination with his address to his party and his country tonight.
After the positive response to both Michelle Obama and Bill Clinton's speeches this week, our Nicole Chadwick got a look at what people want to hear from Obama and what to expect in his speech tonight.
After last night, I want a man who had the good sense to marry Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama and Bill Clinton used the last two nights of the convention to set up one of the biggest speeches of the president's career, his acceptance speech. Michelle focused on her husband's character. The values he grew up with shaped his love for his family and his country, while Clinton focused on the economic issues and Obama's accomplishments. The question is, what will be Obama's focus tonight? One of Obama's senior campaign officials says the president will lay out a path to what the next 4 years would look like with his re-election. Many people have speculated as to what President Obama will say tonight, but here's what he needs to say in order to get these people's votes.
I would like President Obama to be more aggressive.
I care about seniors, I care about children, I care about the environment, I care about the economy.
Pro-choice rights and staying out of the women's body issues.
Equality for all Americans. It's been a tremendous part of this convention. It's a prominent part of the Democratic platform. We've heard it from every level in the DNC, and I hope the president will say it again tonight.
And some say the key to Obama's re-election is a focus on his former accomplishments in tonight's speech. Nicole Chadwick, Elon Local News.
Now, the president will speak in about 30 minutes, but here's a quick excerpt from his speech. Obama says, "I won't pretend the path I'm offering is quick or easy. I never have. You didn't elect me to tell you what you wanted to hear. You elected me to tell you the truth. And the truth is, it will take more than a few years for us to solve challenges that have built up over decades."
And if Obama is re-elected, he pledges to create 1 million new jobs in manufacturing and double exports by the end of his second term. He is also promising to support natural gas drilling jobs while cutting oil imports in half by 2020. The president will promise to cut the growth of college tuition in half in 8 years. He will also announce plans to recruit 100,000 new teachers in the fields of math and science and send 2 million new students to community college for job training. President Obama promises to invest in the economy, the amount of money saved from ending the wars in the Middle East, and to decrease the deficit by $4 trillion over the next 10 years. And to get a better idea of what's going on in Charlotte, we have Steve Roth here in the studio to talk about what is going on with social media. Hey Steve, what you got for us?
There's a lot going on, Joe. It's craziness. It's just everybody's tweeting. It's a pretty insane, happening right now on Twitter. Basically, it's exploded tonight for the DNC, as you can imagine. The hashtag that everyone's using tonight and for the week is DNC 2012. And basically, it's not all serious though through the Twitterverse. Here are some lighter tweets from the night. First is Democrat Paul Begala, who comments on Bill Clinton's earlier speech, saying, "I believe this guy Clinton has a future in the business." Paul, that's a good point. Next up is Times Magazine writer Joel Stein, who says, "I can't believe how long people are talking on the stage in the middle of this James Taylor, Mary J. Blige Foo Fighters concert." Jimmy Fallon pokes fun at one news station with this comment. Michelle Obama is being praised for her DNC speech last night. Everyone was impressed. Even Fox News called it not the worst. And CBS News' Byron Pitts gets mistaken for someone else this week. He tweets, just interviewed by a local TV reporter. Good morning, Mayor Booker, she said with a smile. Really? My response, great to see you, LOL. And of course, we have some serious tweets. Republican Mitt Romney has been ripping President Obama over the past few hours on Twitter, even tagging Obama while he tweets. One Romney tweet reads, at the 2008 DNC, Barack Obama criticized an economy with high unemployment, but today unemployment is even higher. Another tweet from excited Democratic Mayor R.T. Rybuck. He says, fired up, ready for Joe. So guys, it's been a pretty insane day on Twitter. You got Republicans, Democrats, funny tweets, serious tweets. It's a lot of fun. We'll keep you updated.
Steve Roth, social media guru. Thanks for that, Steve.
No problem.
And the final convention speeches were kicked off tonight by Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. Villaraigosa banged the gavel and officially called the first night of the convention to order.
And here's a look at some other people who are speaking at the DNC tonight. Beau Biden, Delaware Attorney General and son of Vice Presidential nominee Joe Biden, spoke earlier today thanking those in attendance for supporting his father. He even reduced his dad to tears.
Feel it in the heart. We have a motion to suspend the rules and nominate Joe Biden by acclamation as the Democratic Party's vice presidential candidate. Is there a second? All in favor of the motion say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The motion.
Who graced the stage tonight was Zach Walls, the YouTube sensation turned LGBT activist. He spoke about being raised by two moms and the importance of recognizing all types of families.
Watching that convention on TV, though, I felt confused, frustrated. Why didn't they think my family was a real family? Governor Romney says he's against same-sex marriage because every child deserves a mother and a father. I think every child deserves a family as loving and committed as mine.
Giffords also made an appearance tonight. She led the Pledge of Allegiance to the entire audience. Here's a look at her speech and reactions from the audience.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Republican nominee Mitt Romney said he will watch his opponent's speech tonight, but only if President Obama addresses his accomplishments, not if he plans on making new promises.
You asked the question, am I going to watch tonight? If I heard, or if in the excerpts that are put out, I hear the president's going to report on the promises he made and how he has performed in those promises, I'd love to watch it. But if it's another series of new promises that he's not going to keep, I have no interest in seeing him, because I saw the promises last time. Those are promises he did not keep, and the American people deserve to know why he did not keep his promises.
God and politics, likely to be a big topic this election, and it's already a big topic at the DNC. Our Jason Puckett looked into why the new Democratic platform had to be amended the day after it was passed.
All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.
Tuesday night, Democratic delegates voted unanimously to approve a new platform.
The report of the Platform Committee is hereby adopted.
Less than 24 hours later, amidst boos and cheers from the crowd, they voted to amend it.
In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 have voted in the affirmative. The motion is adopted, and the platform has been amended.
The quick amendment came after backlash about topics left out of the platform. One was God.
Well, I think it's rather peculiar. It's not in keeping with our founding documents, our founding vision.
Vice presidential nominee Paul Ryan wasn't the only person questioning the missing word. It was a big talking point here yesterday, and people all over Charlotte have very different opinions on it.
How dare anyone say that all of these hardworking Americans who've come together for this convention somehow operate without the underpinning of faith in their lives?
Some think that removing God might be a good thing.
There are many of us who believe that our potential comes from biology and nature and not from any divine beings. So the language without God was much more inclusive.
And to this 74-year-old delegate from Wisconsin, a person's beliefs are just that, personal.
DNC Convention Chair Antonio Villaraigosa said today that President Obama wanted the word back in the party's platform. The amendment also added Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
And before we go to break, we talked to some politicians about why the college vote is particularly important in this election.
Well, it's important because the youth vote is always important. It was especially important in the 08 cycle. And so, of course, for President Obama to be competitive in this cycle, a lot of young people are going to have to vote. And it's also important generally without regard to political party because young people have the most at stake because they're going to be around for a long time in the country. They're the new generation of leaders. So hopefully in this election, more young folks will.
Almost 100 years ago now, they researched her genealogy, and she came in around 1922. And so my mom speaks Spanish, and my brother and I understand it better than we speak it. I've resolved that before I die, I want to understand it and speak it fluently. So I have some time.
How often do you get missed?